Hi, third graders. Welcome to our math lesson. So be sure you have your math books out and ready to page 111, all right? Please be sure you have your math books out and ready to page 111. We are going to do a lot of level 4 thinking today. Um, it's something that I didn't get to learn until 7th grade, so you get to learn it early. And you're going to ask yourself later on in the lesson, why are we learning it this early? It's good that you're learning it early, because when I learned it in 7th grade, it was kind of too late. And nowadays, we want to start teaching students and children things as early as possible because it builds a foundation for what they're going to do in high school, even junior high school, and for their careers. So please be sure you're on page 111, and you may not understand that now, but you'll get it when you are as old as I am or as old as your parents are. So thank you for going to page 111 in your math books. Remember, you can always pause the video or rewind if you ever need to catch up. Let's do some review for number 1. Write the opposite processes. Opposite means different. So what is the opposite of addition? The opposite of addition is subtraction. I'm going to write that down. Subtraction. You write that down too. And then let's look at B. What is the opposite of multiplication? The opposite of multiplication is division. And what's the opposite of subtraction? Well, the opposite of subtraction, as you know already because we did it up here, is addition. Oops, sorry, that's sloppy. And the opposite of division is multiplication. And did you know that all 4 words were spelling words once? So after you write this down, and if you need to pause, that's fine, let's go to number 2. Number 2 is where it gets really weird because take a look at this. They put a letter in it. Weird. Now, before I do anything else, I'm going to just put a regular math sentence up. It'll say 1 plus 1 equals 2. Okay. What if I did this? 3 plus blank equals 5. What would the blank be? 3 plus blank equals 5. We did this last week on page, well, we've done this before on page 106 where we had to put the missing terms. So what would the blank be? It would be a 2. Okay. Now this time, instead of putting a blank, they put a letter to represent the blank. So if it was 3 plus, and we could put any letter we want, n equals 5, we just have to figure out what the n equals. And it's the same idea. If you did this 3 plus, if you put 2 in the blank, 2 is also n. This is what we call algebra. And like I said earlier, I didn't learn this until 7th grade, right? So you're learning it early, which is fine because it builds a foundation for what you're going to learn when you get to junior high and high school. And what if you'll eventually do in your career. Whatever you do, whatever the Lord wants you to do in life, it's going to involve some sort of algebra and math and everything you learned in school. So let's take a look back on number 2. Here's how I'm going to help you out. Don't worry, it's the first time. You are free to pause the video or rewind whenever you want because I know you're not going to get it the first time. You probably won't even get it the second or third time, but you will eventually get it. You just got to believe you can, okay? And it's not something that it's going to be impossible to accomplish in 3rd grade. You will be able to accomplish this all on your own with a lot of practice and with my help and the Lord's help. So, n takeaway 2 equals 4 plus 2. Guess what? I know what 4 plus 2 is, don't you? 4 plus 2 equals 6. So watch what I do, and you do it too. Put a 6. And then I'm going to drop everything else. And takeaway 2 equals. Well, there you have it. Now, the next thing I need to do is circle the operation. What's an operation, Miss Severa? Well, an operation, when you have to go to the hospital and get something done, that's an operation. But in math, the operation is the math symbol. And the math symbol here is subtraction. I'm going to circle it. You circle it too. Did you circle it? Very good. Notice that the word operation, I'm going to write it up here, operation, starts with an O. Doesn't that look like a nice O? So the operation is subtract. Now we have to find the opposite of the operation. And again, opposite starts with O. So what is the opposite of operation? What is opposite operation? What is the opposite of subtraction? Didn't we write it down in number 1? The opposite of subtraction is addition. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to add the 2 because I can't add n. That's weird. Adding n, adding the letter, it's kind of weird because I don't know how to add letters, but I do know how to add numbers. So I'm going to add 2 on this side and 2 on this side, and I'll draw a line. So you do the same thing. Now you're probably saying, I don't get it, Miss Severa. I know. With more practice, you will. So in order to find what n is, I just need to do the operation and the opposite of the operation. Now you're probably also telling me, Miss Severa, I already know what n is. That's good, but we do need to show our work because when we get older and we do something like this in junior high math and high school math, your teachers are always going to ask to show the work. No matter who your teacher is, she or he is going to ask to show the work. Now, 6 plus 2. What is 6 plus 2? 7, 8. It's 8. Minus 2 plus 2. Now here, guess what happens to the 2 and the 2? They fight. They don't like each other. So I'm going to put red and I'm going to cross it out because I don't need to pay attention to their fighting. But the n doesn't want to get involved in their fight. So the n is going to move down and say, excuse me, sorry. I'm sorry for getting away, sorry. And I'm going to put it here. And what is also left behind? The equal sign. N equals 8. N equals 8. Now, I'm going to check. Here's how I check. Use a different color. You know how we just figured out that n equals 8? Instead of, when I rewrite the whole thing, the whole equation, instead of putting n, I'm going to put 8. So watch. 8 minus 2 equals 4 plus 2. So I'm circling it to let you know that's what it looks like when I rewrite it. Instead of putting n, I'll put 8. Now I can solve it. Well, I already know that 4 plus 2 is 6 equals, but 8 take away 2? Do I need to use my fingers for that? Perhaps. 7, 6. 8 take away 2 is 6, and 6 equals 6. So that's correct. So n equals 8. Again, you're probably saying, Miss Vera, that was so confusing. And that's okay. We're going to keep doing this. We've got 2 more to go. All right? So let's look at B. You can do it, third graders. And thankfully, you have the magic of the pause and rewind button. All right, so let's look at B. I'll use black again. Y plus 3 equals 6 times 2. Okay, I don't know what y plus 3 is because I cannot really add numbers and letters. But I do know what 6 times 2 is. Remember this week I'm going to quiz you on your 6 times tables. 6 times 2 is 6, 12. It's 12. So I'm going to put a 12 down here. And I'm going to write everything else as it is. Y plus 3 equals. Now the next thing I need to do, oh, I wrote it down here, is find the operation. Remember the operation is the math symbol, which is to add. And then I have to find the opposite of that operation. What is the opposite of adding? The opposite of adding is subtracting. So I'm going to subtract 3 and 3. Because I want to get rid of the 3, okay? You're probably wondering, why the 3? Why not the 12? Well, because the 3 is attached to the plus sign. Whatever is attached to that symbol or operation, it's got to go. So then I'll draw my line. And now, keep in mind, this has to be neat. You can't make it all sloppy. Notice how I'm making it neat. You've got a lot of room to make it neat. If it's not neat, it's not going to make sense. So write as neatly as you can. Alrighty. Now, I know what 12 take away 3 is. Don't you? I can use my fingers. I'm holding up 3 fingers. I'm going to count backwards from 12. 12, 11, 10, 9. 12 take away 3 is 9. Now here, the 3's, they fight. Remember, they fight. They don't like each other. The opposites don't like each other. So I'm gonna cross it out in red. And what happens to the y? The y doesn't want to get involved in the fight. He just wants to figure out what number he is. So the y is going to move down. Excuse me, boys. I'm sorry. I just got to get down here. I found it. I found out what y is. Y equals 9. But we still have to check. So I'm going to use purple to check. And instead of writing 9 when I rewrite it, I'm going to write 9. So I'm going to rewrite this whole equation, but I'm going to put 9 instead of y. 9 plus 3 equals 6 times 2. So what is 6 times 2? I know that. I just put it down here. 12. But 9 plus 3, well, I'm going to put up 3 fingers, and I'm going to count by ones, starting with 9, 10, 11, 12. 9 plus 3 equals 12. 12 equals 12. So the correct answer here is 9. Okay? All right. So you're probably wondering, Mr. Vera, I already knew that y equals 9. I didn't have to do all of this. Yes, you did. And yes, you do. Always. Let's look at C. And I'm going to write here, operation opposite. Okay. So the first thing we do is we do what we know. I know what 8 plus 7 is. I don't know what b plus 9 is, but I do know what 8 plus 7 is. 8 plus 7 is 15. Did you know that? I hope you did. So I'll put a 15 here. You do the same, and then you rewrite the equation b plus 9 equals 15. Now, we have to find the operation. Remember, the operation is the key to making things work, which here, in this case, is the plus sign. So I found the operation. I circled it. Looks like an O because operation starts with an O. And then I have to find the opposite of the operation. What's the opposite of addition? The opposite of addition is subtraction. So here I have to subtract 9. Now you're probably wondering again, why can't we subtract 15? Because 9 is attached to the plus sign. 9 wants to get away from the plus sign. So subtract 9 on both sides of the equal sign. And then I draw my line. Is yours as neat as mine? I hope yours is as neat as mine. Okay, now, for the fun stuff, we perform the operation again. 15 take away 9. I know what 15 take away 9 is. Do you do? It is 6. Very good. And then what happens to the 9s? They fight. Get out of my way. The b is like, I'm sorry, excuse me, I don't want to be involved in the fight. And then it's b equals 6. All right, now remember, I have to rewrite this equation to check, to make sure b does equal 6. So I'm going to put 6 plus 9 equals 8 plus 7. What's 8 plus 7? We know that is 15. And what is 6 plus 9? It is 15. They equal. So I'm going to circle b equals 6 as my answer. Pretty cool, huh? Now, I know, you still probably don't get it. If this was on a scale of 1 to 4, 1 meaning you really don't get it, 4 meaning you can do it by yourself, you're probably at a 2 or maybe a 1. But that's okay because we're going to do this all over again tomorrow. All right? And you had a lot of chances to pause, rewind, but we're going to do this again tomorrow, okay? So go now to page 112. Please go to page 112 and we're going to look at number 3. I am going to read a story to you, and you've got to show your work in the seashell. All right? This is some listening skills. Ready for the story? On their walk along the shore, Dad picked up 12 shells. Isabel picked up 5, and Mom picked up 3. How many shells did they pick up altogether? Now this is cool because you get to rewind the video to listen to the story again, but I'm going to read it again, okay? On their walk along the shore, Dad picked up 12 shells. Isabel picked up 5, and Mom picked up 3. How many shells did they pick up altogether? Okay, now here's where you can pause the video and work it out in the workspace. Unpause? All right. So I'm going to work it out in the workspace. Dad picked up 12 shells. Mom picked up, sorry, 3. Isabella, I'm going to put Izzy, picked up 5. How many did they pick up all together? Well, the word all together means I have to add. So it's going to be 12 plus 3 plus 5. Did you get 20 shells? I hope you did. That's the answer. Right, let me help you with number 4. Write the value. Half dollars. Half dollars are 50 cents, but I've got 3 of them. Okay, so here's what a 4th grader would do. If a 4th grader has, half dollars or 50 cents, if the 4th grader has 3 of them, I would multiply. Because I don't want to do 50 plus 50 plus 50. I mean, you can, but the 4th grade way of doing it would be 50 times 3. 0. Now, that's not 150, it's $1.50. Okay, that's why they have the decimal there for you. Do you know what 4 quarters equals? Well, I know that a quarter equals 25 cents, but I've got 4 of them, so I'm going to multiply it by 4. I know I can do 25 plus 25 plus 25 plus 25, but no. The 4th grade way of doing it, even though you're not 4th graders, but you want to start thinking like one, is 25 times 4. 5 times 4 is 20. 2 times 4 is 8. 8 plus 2 is 10, but it's not 100, it's $1. They put the decimals there for you. 12 dimes. Wow. Now a dime is 10 cents. So I can just draw like 12 dimes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. And then I can just count by tens. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100. 100, but plus another 10 is 110. Plus another 10 is 120. But it's not really 120, it's $1.20. And then you just add it, which you can do right now. 0, 5 plus 2 is 7, 1 plus 1 plus 1 is 3. So I've got $3.70. Letter B. I've got half dollars again. Okay, so I've got 7 half dollars. But remember, a half dollar is 50 cents. So the 4th grade way of doing it would be 50 times 7. Yeah, you can do 50, and you can write it out 7 times. Okay, but do you really wanna? Nah, no, you don't. You'd rather do it the 4th grade way. So 0 times 7 is 0. 5 times 7, well, I know my 5 times tables. 5, 10, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35. 5 times 7 is 35. Now, it's not 350, it's $3.50. Now we're looking at 8 quarters. This is 25 times 8. Or you can do 25 plus 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 25. Do you really want to do that? No. No, you don't. That's too long. That's ridiculously long. You can just do 25 times 8. 5 times 8 is 40. 2 times 8 is 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16. 16 plus 4, 17, 18, 19, 20. 200, but it's really $2. All right, now the 12 nickels. A nickel is 5 cents, but I've got 12 of them. So I can just do 12 times 5. Or you can count by 5s until you get to 12, but the 4th grade way of doing it would be 12 times 5. So that's 2 times 5 is 10. 1 times 5 is 5, plus 1 is 6. 60 cents, not $6, okay? 60 cents. And then you add that. So 0 is a 0. 5 plus 6 is 11. Carry the 1. 1 plus 3 is 4. 4 plus 2 is 6. Ooh, $6.10. Oh, I forgot to put the dollar sign here. There you go. Very cool. That's how you do letter number 4. So you've got seat work. You just have to do 5 and 6. Let's do the brain booster. There are 4 tables in the lunchroom at Victory Christian School. Each table has 8 chairs. All right, I'm going to draw this out. I'm going to draw 4 tables. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4. Those are my 4 tables. You can draw that too. If you want to pause the video to draw it, that's cool. Now, each table has 8 chairs. I'm not going to draw 8 chairs because that takes too much time. I'm not going to do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's going to take too much time, and it's kind of, I don't have enough space to draw 8 chairs for 4 tables, so here's my shortcut. Ready for my shortcut? All right, my shortcut is, let me just erase these chairs, by the way. Bye-bye. I'm just going to put the number 8 in the blank. This has 8 chairs. This has 8 chairs. Well, look at that. This also has 8 chairs, as well as this table. Now I can do this. It says how many chairs are in the lunchroom. I can do 8 plus 8 plus 8, or I can do the 4th grade way. I can do 4 tables times 8 chairs. And we know our 4 times tables, right? 4, 8, 12, 16, 20, 24, 28, 32. It's 32. There are 32 chairs in the lunchroom. So again, your seat work is to do number 5 and 6. You can do it. And if you have any questions, please let me know by the time we meet later at 1 o'clock. And also be sure that you have a Jupiter account because tomorrow you will have a math quiz. And on Friday, you'll have a math test too. Alrighty? Thanks, 3rd graders. I'll see you at our meeting.